Attache at the Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago. I have the distinct pleasure of spearheading this initiative, and I use the words distinct pleasure because it is indeed a wonderful experience to work with our community of Trinidad and Tobago nationals as we promote our country and as we make our country proud by our sterling achievements here in the US. And the word promote is important because bad news sells news. That's what gives the media their ratings. That is what allows them to market their channels and the different fora through which they promote their agendas. And I'm saying to you that I noticed that on the agenda there is talk about crime. And I wanted to say to you that there is a lot of good and a lot of greatness in Trinidad and Tobago. And as I get deeper into my comments, I will speak about that. But when you are here in the US, you have a responsibility to ensure that there is balance in what is getting out about our country and what is being conveyed about our country. And every time you speak in a forum, or every time you enjoy some achievement or some accomplishment, it's not just your accomplishment, you are actually flying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago. And I would like to speak a bit about our country and the achievements of which we should be proud as nationals of Trinidad and Tobago living here in Washington, D.C. Now, how many of you know that Trinidad and Tobago is the world's #1 exporter of ammonia from a single site with 10 ammonia plants? How many? Don't be embarrassed. A lot of people don't know that. How many of you know that Trinidad and Tobago is the world's #1 exporter of methanol with 7 methanol plants, the 7th plant being the world's largest? That Trinidad and Tobago is the 5th largest exporter of LNG in the world. That our country, Trinidad and Tobago, is the principal exporter of liquefied natural gas to the United States of America. The heat that warms a household in Boston on a cold day comes from Trinidad and Tobago. That Trinidad and Tobago will host the 5th Summit of the Americas and the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, 2 major international summits. In fact, the Summit of the Americas will be attended by the new President of the United States of America in April next year. And how many of you know? You said it, not me. That Trinidad and Tobago is now being considered the conference center, the economic powerhouse, and the financial hub of the Caribbean. It's true that this small island, this small country of 1,980 square miles is filled with a lot of greatness. And so I'm here to tell you this afternoon that you have that greatness in your blood. And so I encourage this association to go beyond what is normal. Be trend setters. Think of new ways, such as this forum, to mobilize our community of nationals so that we can support each other as we strive to excel in our various fields of endeavor. And note my emphasis on the words new and innovative. As our younger generation, you have the unique responsibility of instigating change. So what I'm telling you is, let's bring about a paradigm shift. Let's focus on this country of 1,980 square miles achieving all of this greatness. And I know that some of us are uncomfortable with the word change, so that as you go into various fora, you will find that, as what happened with Renee, that they looked at him as though he should be in a psychiatric ward. People are uncomfortable with change, but without change, we stagnate, and the end result of stagnation is death. And so I encourage each of you to keep that fire burning. Instigate change, and the more and more that you do it, and the more and more people that look at you like you're crazy, it becomes easier and easier. And I challenge you this evening to bring some new energy and new life to our diaspora of Trinidad and Tobago nationals in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. You may have heard of the various associations of Trinidad and Tobago nationals. We have the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Washington, D.C. We have the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Baltimore. And we have the Working Women's Committee of Trinidad and Tobago. And each of these associations do excellent work in mobilizing and bringing the community of nationals together. But I feel that there needs to be a new association. And I think that the Howard University Alumni of Trinidad and Tobago Nationals could very well be that new association. I think that you are more than capable of launching into the new initiatives that we need to fly the flag high and to communicate with more people about the achievements of our country. And as I speak about newness and change, and I saw your hand, so I'll just be one more minute. As I speak about newness and change, we recently experienced a change at the Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, this morning, our new permanent representative of Trinidad and Tobago to the Organization of American States, Her Excellency Glenda Maureen Phillip, presented her credentials to the Secretary General of the OAS, Mr. Jose Miguel Insulza. Many of you may have met our former ambassador, Ambassador Marina Valère, who has now taken up the post of permanent representative to the United Nations, which is based in New York. Our new ambassador, Her Excellency Glenda Maureen Phillip, Senior Counsel, is the first Trinidad-born woman to qualify as a solicitor. Prior to assuming the position of permanent representative of Trinidad and Tobago to the OAS here in Washington, D.C., Ambassador Maureen Phillip held the position of High Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago to London. Mrs. Maureen Phillip was extremely successful in building excellent relationships with the community of Trinidad and Tobago nationals in London, and we are confident that this success will be repeated during her term here in Washington, D.C. In closing, I would like to congratulate Mr. Holder and all of the Trinidad and Tobago nationals who are present here and participating in this truly visionary initiative. Your presence here proves that you have an intimate understanding of how the world works. It's by networking and contacts. And so I'm sharing this piece of advice with you as you get out into the professional world. That, in fact, will be your unique value proposition. It's how you network and how you build and manage the relationships that you have. And I would like to thank you again for this opportunity to share this occasion with you. And I would like to give you my assurances that we at the Embassy of Trinidad and Tobago are here to ensure that your initiatives are a resounding success. I wish the Howard University of Trinidad and Tobago Alumni Association the greatest success and blessings in all of your endeavors. And I thank you. Good night.